And I know there are people out there watching it right now going, sure, Peggy can say that. She's Peggy. Of course she can. She can live whatever life she wants to live. And they're sitting there and they're stopping themselves from even trying, because I believe the success is in the details. The idea is easy. It's the details that you got to get to. What do you tell someone about living their best life? You know, living the life of their dream, even if it doesn't mean money. You know, to a lot of people, life of your dreams is not money. You know, it's your new grandbaby. I think that if you had a choice between the next 3 best-selling books on New York Times or your little granddaughter, you're going to take your granddaughter every day and twice on Sunday. So what do you tell somebody who's not living the life of their dreams, or maybe they are, and as my mother said, they always think the grass is greener on the other side.
Right.
So they're not accepting and enjoying the life that they have when they look at it. What do you think of that?
Well, I believe, and I really believe in my heart, you can have it all. Meaning you can have a happy, healthy, loving relationship. Like, my greatest treasures in my life is my family. So you know me well, Teresa. We haven't known each other long, but we really get each other.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you're right on there. It's, you know, it's my husband, who I've been with now for 16 and a half years. I mean, he was a manifestation. He's an absolute blessing in my life. I love him so much. And it's just so wonderful to be in a happy, healthy relationship, because I've been in the other kind and they're not so much fun. And of course, my son, Michelle, who is the light of my life, and my grandson, my granddaughter, my daughter-in-law, I've been very blessed. I just thank God for that. So I have that in my life. My family's my priority. I have that in my life, but I also have the most amazing business, you know, that I'm so blessed to serve people. I love getting up every day. I just give thanks to God every day that I get to do what I do. And, you know, we're very well off. We're doing really well financially. And that, I believe, is because of making a decision. Now, I don't believe it's all about the money. Now, that may sound a little strange, because I help people with prosperity consciousness. And Bob Proctor wrote a book called It's Not About the Money, and I absolutely agree with him wholeheartedly. I do what I do, and I know you do what you do, because of the love for the materials, the love for this has changed my life. Is it possible to share my screen? I've got a picture here that I would love to share, if that's
I believe you could hit the share button below. I did not restrict it, so it should work.
So I'm going to hit share screen. And we're going to go over to a picture that I created here on, let's see, window. Okay, let's go to window. Perfect. How's that? Okay, so what we're looking at is a picture from the yearbook. Now, you see my big smile there? No. Miserable.
She said, you see my big smile there? No.
There's a miserable girl who was very unhappy, suicidal, in fact, as you know. And that home is actually a picture of the home I was raised in. And that home is about 600 square feet. I lived there with my mom, my dad, my 2 brothers, and my sister. And the 4 kids, we shared a tiny little room. And I shared a bed. It was a 3/4 size bed with my sister. My brothers were in bunk beds in the same room. And my parents both worked full-time jobs, and they were both unhappy. My father worked as a janitor. My mother worked at a factory, and then she got a job as a checkout clerk. And I wasn't educated, wasn't formally educated. I barely made it through high school. I could go over there in the cupboard. I have all my report cards and pull them out, and we could have a good laugh, you know, at the report cards, especially the comments of the teachers, you know, like, Peggy doesn't concentrate, doesn't focus. And I used to get thrown out in the hall all the time. I wasn't interested in school. So when I got out of school, all I wanted to do was go and earn money. I just loved earning money, and I was in love with that. And in 1994, I decided to incorporate a company. I remember telling my parents that, okay, remember, father, janitor, mother, you know, worked
right
in a grocery store. You're going to do what? You know, like, that's craziness right there. Like, you know, do you know most businesses fail within the first blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, you know, it's like the kid that doesn't want to hear it. Like, I'm not listening. You just don't let it in. So it doesn't matter where you came from, you know, what your background, what your experience is. Anyone can turn their life around. But I'll tell you this, none of it would have occurred if I hadn't dove into the study. Like, I absolutely became a phenomenal student, and I consider myself a phenomenal student to this day. Why? Because nothing stays the same. Your life is either going to get better or it's going to get worse. You got to decide which side of that equation you want to be on. I choose to be on the side of it's getting better. And here on my desk, I have a little sticky note that says, I live in the joyous expectancy of the best, and I expect more good now than I've ever experienced before. And I got to say, I've experienced a heck of a lot of good, but it can get better and better for anyone.